Hi everyone, Brian Lowdermilk here. I'm cleaning out the bottom of my to-do list. I want to say, years ago, people started asking me for a piano track to run away with me. And listen, there's always got to be a day when you finally get to the bottom of your to-do list, right? So here we are, and I've got this beautiful rented piano here in Berlin, and I'm gonna play through the song for you. So I had to pick which version to do of Run Away With Me, and let me tell you, there are a bunch of versions of Run Away With Me. The versions of Run Away With Me that I can think of right now off the top of my head are the OG Aaron Tveit one. Wait, no, that's even earlier than that. The OG Michael Arden one, then the Aaron Tveit one, then the Josh Young one, then there's like a show version that was the Nick Blameyer one, and then there's which is the same as the album version of the Michael Arden one, and then there's the version of Run Away With Me from the most recent production, and finally there are two pop versions, Kerry Menalakis and Jeremy Jordan. Wait, there's also the Spring Standards version. So many versions of Run Away With Me. First off, let's talk about why there are all these versions of Run Away With Me. So, the reason there are so many versions of Run Away With Me is that for a bunch of years, I was unsatisfied with the key change in Run Away With Me. We had a really cool moment early on after writing this song where we were in a room with Lynn Ahrens and Stephen Flaherty, who wrote Ragtime and Once on This Island and Anastasia, and Stephen Schwartz, who wrote The Baker's Wife, and also like some show about witches. So we had the opportunity to present this song, and we played the song, and it was the key change that went, we'll be on the road like a kite. We'll be on the road like Jack Kerouac, looking back. I don't know. It had some key change in it that was like really random and bad. And so afterwards, like I played it and I'm expecting everyone to be like, wow, that was a bad key change. And Stephen Schwartz and Stephen Flaherty and Lynn Ahrens were like, that's a great, great song. And Kate was like, really? And we were like, everyone was like, oh, cool, wow, what a cool song. And so then there was a pause, like after people actually said very lovely things about it, and I said, but what about the key change? And everyone was like, what? It's fine, Brian. I was like, no, it like feels weird. So I fussed with it forever, for freaking ever. My favorite key map is actually the most recent one from the off-Broadway production, where it starts in A. So that means you get to this awesome high note. A new one as soon as we run. That's a high note that I discovered while doing the Kerry Menalakis version. It also combines the thing that I learned from doing the Spring Standards version, which is that the song doesn't need a key change for most of it, right? There's something like homey and just simple pop song about it when it stays in one key. That's what I felt like we lost when like the Josh Young version had all the key changes. So, the version I'm going to do for you right now is the one that when people are doing it outside of the show and in pop contexts, I think I like best, which is the Jeremy Jordan version, which has that lovely high note, and also like gets nice and tender towards the end when it comes back down. Let me be a ride out of town. Let me be the place that you hide. Really, truly, the reason I'm doing that version today is I can't find the sheet music to the show version, and no one knows that one yet. So, for today, this is the Jeremy Jordan version of Run Away With Me, and, yeah, here we go. Wait, two more things about Run Away With Me. First off, the video of Jeremy Jordan singing Run Away With Me that I think people like very much. I also really like that video. Jeremy had performed Run Away With Me at a big fancy concert we did at Lincoln Center with like Sutton Foster and Andy Nantis and Michael, and we were so excited for him to sing Run Away With Me, and he just went down in flames with the lyrics. Like, just full on just being like, let me go to Paris with you, let me maybe buy you some shrimp. It was just like nothing. And we stood there in the back of the room and we're like, well, this is a shame. We were so lucky that we got him to come back. And he was such a sweetheart about it. what a sweetheart about it. He was mortified, first off, and secondly, he was so kind. He was so kind to get together and do it again. When he did it again, he like beforehands we like helped make sure he really knew it, and he's like, don't worry guys, I know the order of the stakes. It's Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, California. Look at me knowing that. And sure enough, he got up there and totally goofed on the words again. I'm so glad that for the third time, he did it again. It was flawless. I was shocked to see him perform it in concert recently. And he did like say to the audience first that he had like written the state names on his hands or something. He's a genius. I'm obsessed with him. He's one of the greatest singing actors of our generation. And I feel so lucky that he's sung it. So here's the Jeremy Jordan version of Run Away With Me. Thanks, like and subscribe.